Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. It's your host Ram with you on the Cricket Happening Show. This on a Sunday, the 17th of December, 2023. And what a day of cricket! Cricket. I would say it's a plethora of cricket happening right now all around the globe. We have Australia, which I definitely said that in my earlier statement yesterday on my cricket show that Australia, Pakistan are going to find it extremely difficult to survive on this dreadful Waka track, which has been deteriorating by the day. And here comes the result where the Pakistan were blown out for just 89 runs, with Australia registering a massive 360 runs win over Pakistan in the first test, thus giving Pakistan their 15th consecutive defeat against Australia. Other than that, we saw a wonderful match enacted in the T20 match between West Indies and England, which went all the way down to the wire, with West Indies hitting 222 for 6 at Grenada, and then England following up by usurping that total with just one ball to spare, with Phil Salt getting his maiden T20 ton, and Brooke going absolutely berserk with 31 not out of 7 balls, which included the final over in which the victory came, and Andre Russell was taken for 26 runs off a single over, which included 3 sixes. A marvelous batting that, and England went on to beat the West Indies to level the T20. There's still, this is going to be a long drawn T20 series, a 5-match T20 series, but West Indies are still leading the T20 series 2-1 with 2 more to come. So that is another exciting match that happened, and England definitely showing some real firepower there in the last 7 overs with 102 runs ransacked out of it. Now, we get on to the other match, New Zealand versus Bangladesh. This was the first ODI which was played between New Zealand and Bangladesh at Dunedin, which was hit by the rain. The Duckworth Lewis was something which came and decided the verdict because of the overs being reduced to 30 overs, and New Zealand winning the match by 44 runs with Will Young with a century taking the man of the match, and some good debut for Josh Clarkson, who normally is considered to be a real heavy bat, but he really showed his bowling skills as well with claiming 2 wickets. And here, recently, I would say of late, we have this was something brilliant where the Indian, both the teams, I have to say, India and South Africa, just started their one-day series with both the teams missing the big names on either side. But India were the ones which were triumphant with the pitch at the Bull Ring, as we call it in Wanderers in Johannesburg, helping the Indian seamers. I would say it helped in a great way. And, Arshdeep Singh and Avesh Khan exploited it to the full, with Arshdeep Singh getting into a 5-wicket haul, getting 5 wickets for 37 runs, and Avesh Khan complimenting him beautifully, picking up 4 wickets, so 9 wickets, and they were the ones who blew out the South Africans for 116, and it was a walk in the park win for India with 33 overs to spare when India made 117 for 2 and won by 8 wickets. Well, so these were the snippets of what was the cricket that was happening all round. But now we get into the brass tacks, as we call it, and we are talking about the Australia versus Pakistan first test match at Wacker in Perth, where Australia have taken the lead in the test series 1-0. So let's have a look. So yesterday I was telling you the pitch was deteriorating. Body blows were caught by Stephen Smith and Usman Khawaja, and one has to really, really credit both these batsmen for cropping the body blows, staying at the wicket, even though it was a very treacherous Usman Khawaja, I thought, was the one who really got a lot of blows on his body, but what a knock from him. As soon as Usman Khawaja could not get his century and he reached 90 with 9 boundaries, there came the declaration from Pat Cummins, the Aussie captain, which was absolutely right. Stephen Smith contributing 45. Travis Head was out for 14. Mitchell Marsh combining, aiding the declaration with a hard hit 63. In fact, he was the man of the match for his consistent performance with both bat and ball. 63, 7 fours and 2 sixes. And as far as the bowling was concerned, Khurram Shahzad was very impressive. I thought he bowled superbly on the first day, but then Amish Jamal took over. But I thought Khurram Shahzad would be very happy with this performance. He really bowled well to have good figures of 3 for 45, 16 overs, 4 maidens. Amish Jamal getting one, and Shine Shah Afridi was a bit of a disappointment, one could call, with only 1 wicket. Now, Pakistan were really thrust with a very, very tall task of scoring 450 runs on a deteriorating track. And Pakistan definitely did not find it to their liking, as the Aussie bowlers absolutely ran riot, one could call, with Mitchell Starc 3 for 31, Josh Hazelwood 3 for 13, Pat Cummins 1 for 11, and Nathan Lyon. Nathan Lyon was the talk of the day, as he picked up his 500 wicket bag. So he has reached the 500 test wicket bracket. He would be bracketed along with Glenn McGrath and the late Shane Warne. And what a bowler Nathan Lyon is. Sorry, he picked up. I'm extremely sorry. He picked up 5 for. He picked up 5 for in the first innings, I reckon. Yes, Nathan Lyon picked up 3 for 66. In fact, the total wickets that he picked up was 5 wickets that Nathan Lyon picked up. 2 for 14 was Nathan Lyon's figures. And as I said, the Pakistani batting lineup was absolutely blown out by the Aussie bowlers, as the Pakistan were grounded to 89 all out. If you look at the Pakistan card there, nothing to really read into, barring Saud Shakil, who was the highest scorer with 24. Other than that, there were only two players who reached double figures, Imam ul Haq with 10 and Babar Azam with 14. Other than that, it represents a telephone number. Abdullah Shafiq made 2. But if I'm looking at it, I think Babar Azam had a real battle with Pat Cummins. And finally, again, like in the first innings, I thought Pat Cummins won the battle with Babar Azam, and Babar Azam was claimed for just 14 runs. He was the key, but unfortunately, it was not to be. And well, it was all done and dusted, and a magnificent performance from Australia with Mitchell Marsh. I mean, I was a bit surprised. I have to say, I'm going to open up my mind here by saying that whether Mitchell Marsh, for me, it was a bit of a sort of a contesting thing, I would call, because David Warner, as we know, he's playing his swan song Test series. Mitchell Marsh, if you look at it, I'm not as a critic, as a sort of a cricket show host. I would have loved to see David Warner being given man of the match, especially considering that it is David Warner's swan song series. So I'm a bit surprised here that David Warner was not given the player of the match, but Mitchell Marsh. But not taking any credit away from Mitchell Marsh, that my player of the match would have been David Warner. Anyways, now let's get on to the other match. As I said, let's go on to that exciting West Indies versus England. And now as far as Australia and Pakistan are concerned, well, it will be Christmas time, and then on Boxing Day, on 26th of December, these two teams will once again clash in the second Test match between both the sides. And I think that will give them some great rest, and they'll be coming absolutely reinvigorated when they come back and start battling against each other. So now let's get on to the most exciting match, because this match was really something where at St. George, the third T20 was played, and West Indies, racked up 222 for 6, with Nicholas Pooran going high, wide, and handsome with 82 of 45 dealt with 6 fours and 6 sixes, and 39 from Roman Powell, carted away of 21 deliveries, 2 fours, 3 sixes, and Sheffield Rutherford clubbing 29 of 17 with 2 fours and 2 sixes, and 26 coming from the bat of Shai Hope, with 19 deliveries, 1 4 and 2 sixes. I'm not going to get into the bowling figures here. I'm just getting into the England batting here. As far as England batting is concerned, we saw England, Phil Salt and Josh Butler open the innings, and they definitely laid the right foundation by adding 115 runs for the first wicket in 11.2 overs, with Josh Butler contributing 51 of 34, 5 fours, 2 sixes. Will Jacks missed out. Liam Livingston was briefly there to entertain the crowd, 30 of 18 with 3 sixes. But it was all about Phil Salt getting his maiden T20 ton, and he was there in the end. And Harry Brook came in, and absolutely no sighters. He went hammer and tongs on the West Indian bowlers. And what a knock that was. 31 of just 7 deliveries, especially considering in the final over they require almost 20. If I look at it, if I look at the equation there, I'm just trying to look into the thing and see as to how Harry Brook finished it. Let's have a look at Harry Brook. Now we are talking about the final over, and finally the equation came up to 21 runs from 6 balls, and Harry Brook did it in great style against Andre Russell, as Russell was taken for 21 runs very easily, and finally he finished it up with a magnificent 6. In fact, some huge hits from Harry Brook, almost hitting the roof of the stand there, and what a knock from Harry Brook. But let's talk about Phil Salt. What a knock from Phil Salt. He has been getting those 30s, 40s, 60s, 50s, but finally he has really grown up here as he made 109 not out of 56 deliveries, which included 9 sixes and 4 boundaries, and very rightly picked up the Man of the Match award. So well done, Phil Salt, and well done, Harry Brook. And thus it was England were the victors. Now, the other match we are talking about New Zealand versus Bangladesh. The first, this was the start of the tour, even though there was one tour match which was played, but this was the first ODI between both the sides at Dunedin. And in fact, Bangladesh, Shariful Islam gave them a great start by picking the wicket of Rachin Ravindra and Henry Nichols with some real movement there. But after that, it was consolidation time, which was done by Will Young with 105 84 deliveries, and Tom Latham, the captain, contributing 92 of 77, 9 fours, 3 sixes, and 239 for 7 in a rain truncated game, which was reduced to 30 overs a side, and in 30 overs, 239 for 7 put up by the New Zealanders. As far as the bowling was now bowling, I'm not going to get into the bowling here. I'm directly getting into the Bangladesh batting card here. Bangladesh managed 200 for 9. There was not much of there definitely, I thought they definitely made a bid for that. Anamulak making 43 of 39 with 5 boundaries. 22 from Liton Das, 33 from. This was the time when probably felt Bangladesh with these young guns operating there, with Tawhid Radoy looking good on 33 of 27 and 2 fours, 1 6, and Afif Hussain with 38 of 28, 5 fours, 1 6, looking good. One thought that there was a bit of an opportunity for Bangladesh, but it was not to be. Mehdi Hasan Mirzaz was left not out on 28 of 21, 1 4, 2 sixes. Bangladesh losing the match 200 for 9. They finished up in 30 overs. New Zealand winning the match by 44 runs by the Duckworth Lewis method. And as far as the bowling was concerned, we had some debutants here. So Josh Clarkson, did not get much of a chance to bat. But Josh Clarkson, I'm not surprised at all, because Josh Clarkson has a good build. He has a nice height, and he uses his shoulder to really bowl. And I think Josh Clarkson is an valuable addition. Probably early days, but from what I've heard from New Zealand domestic cricket, that Josh Clarkson is a real dangerous customer with the bat. Probably the days will come when we'll be seeing Josh Clarkson in full measure. But as far as bowling is concerned, he picked up 2 for 24, some wider wickets there. He did a good job. Adam Min, 2 for 46. I'm not again getting into the yes. Let's talk about William O'Rourke, the pacer, another tall bowler like Kyle Jamieson. and 5 overs, one for 35. Yes, his debut was a bit of a, I wouldn't say a disappointment, but I would say a bit of nothing to really talk about. But Josh Clarkson's debut with the ball was absolutely beautiful. Now let's get on to the last game. The last game, South Africa versus India. As I said, both the teams don't have the big names playing. It's all about two talents. The Indian talent pitted against the South African talent, and well, Indian talent really showed that what they are made up of. But definitely, one has to say the pitch was clearly aided. Wanderers in Johannesburg, really surprising, I think, because Markram actually, it was the South African captain, home captain, actually winning the toss and actually electing to bat first. And if you look at it, Aidan Markram in the post-match press conference precisely mentioned that he was a bit surprised that in the initial stages he has only seen that this pitch has really aided the bowlers with seam and swing movement only probably for 7 overs or 8 overs. But here comes this particular game, and suddenly we saw some different things happening. But it turned out to the benefit of the Indian bowlers. But as I always say, it is always good to see the amount of swing, the movement, and everything. And also the bowlers, you need to control your swing and also ball in the right areas. And that's what precisely Arshdeep Singh did. What a performance from him! 10 overs, no maiden, 37 runs, and picked up a 5-wicket bag. And he was also the man of the match for his brilliant performance there. And also, Arshdeep Singh, he has not been amongst the wickets. There has been a bit of a question mark, but definitely showed that given the right conditions, he can really put up some brilliant performances. And Avesh Khan, not to be sidelined here, Avesh Khan was the perfect complement for Arshdeep Singh, because Avesh Khan is someone who has a bit of pace about him as well, and he really showed that. 8 overs, 3 maidens, 27 runs, and 4 wickets. The ball was swinging all the way, one could call. Good swing and seam movement. Mukesh Kumar, 7 overs for 46. A bit surprised because Mukesh Kumar, as I said, that is the reason I always say that it is a different thing when the pitch is really aided and it is helping the bowlers. And if the bowlers are not able to hit the right areas, then this is what happens. 7 overs for 46 for Mukesh Kumar. Kuldeep Yadav picked up that solitary wicket. Now, as far as India were concerned, they were blown out for just 116 runs by this pair of Arshdeep Singh and Avesh Khan. Looking at the South African batting card, it was only Andil Falekwayo, 33 of 49, 3 fours, 2 sixes, and 28 from the Tony D. Zorzi. I believe he was making his debut. I'm just going to check on that. No, he was not making his debut. It was only Nonre Burger making his debut, and Sai Sudarshan for India making his debut. But Tony D. Zorzi, he made 28 of 22. He really took he decided that attack is the best form of defense. When he saw that the ball was really having a great swing, he really decided that he's going to take on the Indian bowlers. And if you look at the Indian card, India, as I said, absolutely walk in the park victory. 117 for 2. Rutraj Gaikwad cheaply dismissed for 5. But what a debut for this young bloke, Sai Sudarshan, showing all the experience that he had. I mean, he's one of the players, Indian players, who has gone to Surrey without even playing any international matches, and that is a great credit for any Indian batsman. Sai Sudarshan went to Surrey. He was playing in the IPL. Vikramjit Solanki has probably recommended his name. He went there and he showed his wares in Surrey. And here he comes, playing in English county conditions, comes here and really plays a wonderful knock, showing the South African public the talent that he possesses in a fruitful partnership with Shreyas Iyer, 50 to 45 balls, 6 fours and 1 6, and Sai Sudarshan. What a magnificent and sweet driving straight down the wicket from Sai Sudarshan. And also his the way he uses his feet with twinkling feet to come down the wicket to the spinners. That was an absolute sighter. absolute sight to watch for the public. Sai Sudarshan not out 55 of 43 deliveries, which included 9 fours. Shreyas Iyer 52, and then finally it was all over. The South Africans were blown out by India in the first ODI of this I would say 3 match series. So definitely Burger none for 35, one for 21 Malda, none for 1 for 9, none for 19 for Keshav Maharaj, Shamsi 3 overs 22, and Dilfalquayo. Also, just before I leave the cricket show here, I need to congratulate the Bangladesh cricket team for their under 19 World Cup victory against the UAE, who had actually made their first ever entry into an under 19 Asia Cup final. So well done, United Arab Emirates, for reaching the Asia Cup under 19 Asia Cup finals, and also congratulations to the Bangladesh cricket team for winning the under 19 Asia Cup. We all know that India and Pakistan were thrown away in the semi-finals. That's about it as far as today's cricket show goes. I definitely, yes, you won't be seeing me on the weekend, as you all know. But again, keep your eyes and ears tuned in, and you know that I'm always, very active on the social media. You can go on to my Twitter page. You can go to my website, www.cricket-status.com. And besides, my Facebook is always there. Well, dear fans, it's been an absolute pleasure bringing you this cricket show as usual. Again, I'll be seeing you folks next Saturday on my cricket show. Till such time that happens, it's your host Ram bidding you all a very big goodbye. Thank you.